And then you can see the hills right there, like the altars of the Lord in front of it. So in that day, there should be an altar to the Lord in the midst of the land of Egypt, and a pillar at the border thereof to the Lord, and it should be for a sign and for witness unto the Lord of hosts, which are shadow of things to come, with the bodies of Christ. The top of the altar is measured at 76 degrees. The altar stands 5,776 inches, 5 for the 5th day, 7 for the 7th month, July, and then 76 for the 1976 birth year, July 5th, 1976. That's what they've been trying to hide. So you see how you got the, let's look at it again. You got Cardi B with the birds on her album, Am I the Drama? And then you got the bird, it's a seabird, really going to like that Seahawk. That's why right now you got the Seahawks. But I think it's called like the common loon, their state bird. But I'm just saying the allegory, just all the symbology. But as you can see, that whole aspect, they already know that's what's coming, that judgment, that great judgment upon Babylon. And they want to break the leg of Christ. They don't want the Messiah to stand on that hill, so they want to break the legs. You see? Calling the fowls of Babylon, the fowls of the air. Keep death upon the earth, cover the whole. You see how that's why she's sitting upon like the sky, and then you got the clouds because they want to war against the cloud gathering, as it's written in Hebrews 12:1. We are the cloud that encompass and gather unto the Messiah. Behold, he come with clouds. We are the cloud of witnesses. You see what I mean? So it's all about who got the eyes to see and ears to hear. So you see how they got all of that symbology going on right there. There's no way around none of this at all. You see? So we're gonna get into Minnesota. Like I said, you obviously got the Seahawks. That's why the Seahawks are dominating so much, because Seattle is called Emerald City. Remember on the Wizard of Oz, remember they made their way to Emerald City. Remember? Which goes to Kansas. All allegory going to Kansas, being Emerald City. The breadbasket. The Wizard of Oz. We're not in Kansas anymore. So, you got to have a Seattle on the West Coast, and it's called Emerald City. And then you got the Leviathan in the waters out there, symbolically. That's why they heavy on the Kraken out there. The Kraken god, which is just Leviathan allegory. The Antichrist spirit that feeds Lucifer, blasphemy, all day long. So, they got to go against the LA Rams because, the ram just goes into the sheep of God, the ram in the bush, the sacrifice, all of the same allegories. The ram in the bush, the sacrifice for all humanity. You know what I'm saying? So let's delve deeper into this. Minnesota, with everything going on, notice Minnesota sits the highest north of Louisiana at the bottom. So Minnesota sits right above Louisiana. When you translate praise the Lord, it becomes Louis Eternal. Hallelujah, Holly means to praise Louis Eternal Yah. That's why you got the LA Rams, because LA is the abbreviation for Louisiana, for Louis. You see? But, obviously for Los Angeles, because they the Los Angels. They're the fallen angels who blaspheme against the Lord through their Hollywood media. You see?